Very good morning, everyone. So let us start with illustration number 6. Guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Let us, so yesterday we were doing illustrations on TDS and TCS. So this is page number 7.33, illustration number 6. It says XYZ Limited, it's a company, and they pays 50,000 per month as rent to Mr. Kishore for a building in which one of its branches is situated. So we understand that whenever we pay rent, so there is a TDS implications. So in fact, we have two sections related to rent. One is section 194I. 194I is generally if you are any person other than individual and HUF. So any person other than individual or HUF, but still those individual and HUF would be covered whose turnover of the last year is more than 1 crore or 50 lakh as the case may be, which we call it casually, we call them big individuals. They are also covered over here. So 194I is the main section of TDS on rent. And it says that if you are giving rent of more than 2,40,000 rupees, then you should deduct TDS. So if you are giving rent of more than 2,40,000 rupees in a year, monthly I can say 20,000, but we take it in a year 2,40,000, more than that, then we will be deducting the TDS. And the TDS rate would be 10% generally. But if it is for plant and machinery and furniture, the rate will become 2%. So in 194I, we have two rates, 10% also and 2% also. 2% is only for machines. For other things, it is 10%. So let's say generally we take building on rent, so 10%. Even if we take furniture on rent or any other thing on rent, 10%. Only for machines, it is 2%. So this is 194I, any person other than individual or HUF. But yes, big individual and HUF are covered over here. We have another section, 194IB. 194IB is applicable on individual or HUF, those who are not covered in 194I. So who are not covered? Where turnover of the last year is less than 1 crore or 50 lakh as the case may be of profession. So if it was less, then you can't deduct TDS over here in 194I. You can deduct in 194IB. Or let's say, for example, any individual who is giving his personal rent, let's say this person is actually not doing any business, but he's having a salary income. So that individual or HUF will also be covered in 194IB. 194IB says that if you are paying rent of more than 50,000 rupees per month, the monthly rent is more than 50,000 rupees, or even part of the month rent is more than 50,000 rupees, then you have to deduct the TDS. And the TDS rate is actually originally the TDS rate was 5% on this, that you should deduct the TDS rate of 5%. But after first, if you are deducting the TDS after 1st October 2024 and onwards, mid of the year, you understand that there are various changes which are made. Most of the 5% rate has been changed to 2%. So in 194IB, now the rate is 2% if you are deducting the TDS after 1st October 2024. And the point to be noted in 194IB is that the TDS is not deducted every month over here. It's not that whenever you will be paying the rent, you should deduct the TDS. It is only at the end of the year you should deduct the TDS. So when you are paying the rent of the last month, so last month, let's say for our year, it is previous year 24-25. So when you are paying the rent of March 25, you should deduct this TDS, right? Or in case if somebody is vacating the property before March, so whatever is the last month of your tenancy, let's say somebody is vacating the property in January 25. So in January 25, they should deduct the TDS. So 194IB says that you should wait. You should wait till the end of the year or till the last month of your tenancy, whichever is earlier. So you should wait till here and you should deduct the TDS. So let's say if this last date is coming after October or onwards, so you will deduct 2% in 194IB. Let's say, for example, you have taken a property on rent and you are vacating it in September itself, September 24 or before, then you have to apply 5%. So generally for examination purpose, if actually I have to say that generally you will get this 2% only because you will be vacating the property either after October or generally we continue the property, so it will be in the month of March 25. So 2% rate would be applicable. So in this case, we have two TDS sections, 194I and IB. In this case, XYZ Limited is actually, guys, is my screen not working? Is the screen stuck? Give me a moment.
No, sir. It's okay.
Are you able to see when I'm marking something?
Yes, sir.
Why not? I'm getting it. Just give me a moment. Okay. So 194I, you were able to see this previously also?
No, sir.
Okay. So 194I and IB is of TDS on rent, but here XYZ Limited is paying rent, so it is will be covered in 194I. IB only individual and HUF who are not able to deduct TDS in 194I, that will be covered in IB. So here it is only I. So please tell me, in a year, are we paying more than 2,50,000 rupees? The answer is yes. How much we are paying? 50,000 per month. So 50,000 per month is 50,000 into 12. So how much it is? 6 lakh. So we are paying 6 lakh rent. So yes, we have to deduct the TDS. So how much TDS we will be deducting it? So 6 lakh into how much? 194I says for plant and machinery 2%, for other things it is 10%. So 10% TDS will be deducting, that is 60,000 in this year. And if you want to comment monthly TDS, so per month TDS we would be deducting is 5,000 rupees. So generally it happens because we don't deduct at the end of the year in this. In IB we deduct at the end of the year, but in 194I or any other sections, we keep on deducting it as in when we are paying it or getting it credited, whichever is earlier, we keep on paying this. We keep on deducting this rent. So every month, whenever we will be paying 50,000 rupees, this company would be paying 50,000 to Kishore. They will be deducting 5,000 rupees per month as TDS. Everybody is okay with it, so we are not writing it. I believe that it is perfectly fine. Are you all okay with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Illustration number 7. Says Mr. X is a salaried individual. So he's a salaried individual, pays rent of 55,000 per month to Y. Please tell me X is an individual. Whether his turnover of the last year is more than 1 crore of business or 50 lakh of profession. In fact, he has no business, no profession. So please tell me, Mr. X, when he is paying rent of 55,000 per month, which is more than 50,000 rupees per month. So is he required to deduct the TDS in 194I or 194IB?
94 IB, sir.
It would be 194IB. So individual or HUF, those who are not covered in 194I can deduct the TDS here. If the rent is 50,000 rupees or more in the month, so it is yes, it is more than 50,000 rupees. From June 2024. So from June 2024, he's started paying rent. So should we deduct the TDS in the June itself? No. We'll have to wait till the end of the year. Or if he is vacating the property before that, then we have to wait till there. Is he required to deduct the tax at source? The answer is yes. He is required under 194 IB. If so, when is he required to deduct the tax? So when he is required at the end of the financial year, he is required to deduct the TDS, or before when he is vacating the property. So it is not written anywhere that whether he is vacating the property before this the end of the year. So we will deduct the TDS at the end of the financial year. So is he required? Yes. If so, when he is required? In the month of March 25, he is required. Also compute the amount of tax to be deducted at source. So can you please tell me how much is the amount of tax we will be deducting it? Can you guys please tell me how much is the amount of TDS we will be deducting in the month of March? March 25. What is the rate of 194 IB? See, if we are deducting before 1st of October, then 5%. After 1st of October 2024, it is 2%. Please tell me how much is the amount. The TDS amount would be 55,000 per month. and we have started it from June onwards. So April and May, 2 months were not there, but from June onwards, we are paying this rent. So this 55,000 we have paid 10 times, 10 months. So this is the amount of rent we have actually paid into 2%. Why 2%? Because we are deducting it after October 24. So it is March 25 we are deducting. So it would be 2%. So 55,000 into 10 into 2%. How much it would be?
11,000, sir.
11,000. So 11,000 TDS we will be deducting. So first answer, is he required to deduct the TDS? Yes, he is required under 194 IB. If so, when he is required? At the end of the year. Also compute the amount of tax to be deducted. We have deducted the amount also. Would your answer change if Mr. X vacated the premises on 31st December 24? Yes, our answer will change. In that case, if he has vacated the property in 31st December 24, so is he required to take the TDS? Yes. Why? Because every month the rent is 50,000 rupees, more than 50,000 rupees. Still yes. If so, when he is required? In this case, when he is required? On 31st December. Because now he is vacating the property before the end of the year. Middle of the year, he is vacating the property. So whenever you are paying the last month rent, you are required there. So in this case, if so, when he is required? December. Compute the amount to be deducted. So in this case, from June till December. So it would be 55,000 into 7 into 2%.
7,700, sir.
7,700. Are you all okay with this? Correct? Now, also, what would be your answer if Mr. Y does not provide his PAN number to X? If the deductee is not giving his PAN number, so we understand that whatever is the rate of TDS or 20%, whichever is higher, we deduct the TDS. So actually this question you have to answer as per the original one, that we are actually deducting the tax in the month of March at the end of the year. So what should be the amount of TDS then? So 55,000 rupees into 10 months from June till March into 10 months. And now the rate is generally 2%. The applicable rate, effective rate is 2%. But in this case, if you don't furnish your PAN number, the rate will become 20%. Effective rate or 20%, whichever is higher, if you don't furnish your PAN number to us. So the person who is actually receiving the money, he should give a PAN number to the deductor. And if he is not giving his PAN number, then the rate will become the effective rate or 20%, whichever is higher. The effective rate was 2 or 20, whichever is higher, 20%. So in the month of March,
1,10,000.
55,000 into 10 into 20%. So it is 1,10,000. We will be deducting it in the month of March at the end of the year. When we are giving his last rent, we will be deducting this. But the problem is that when we will be paying the last rent, the last month rent was 55,000. So how can we deduct 1,10,000 from 55,000 amount? So this section says that in case if the TDS amount is more than the last month rent, then we will restrict our TDS up to the amount of last month rent only. So how much you should deduct? So this is the TDS or last month rent, because last month rent we are paying only 55,000. So how can we deduct more than 55,000? Because right now we are paying 55. So from 55 we will be deducting. So from 55 we can't deduct 110. So it would be whichever is lower. So in this case the answer would be 55,000. Are you guys okay with this? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Good. I'm not doing this also. Okay. Illustration number 8. XYZ Limited makes a payment of 28,000 to Ganesh. So XYZ Limited this is the company that is making a payment of 28,000 to Ganesh on 2nd of August 2024 towards professional fees. Guys, do you know which of the section is related to professional fees? Whenever we give professional fees, or tech, there are actually 5 things. Whenever we give professional fees to someone, let's say there is a chartered accountant, we are giving him audit fees. There's an architect, we are giving him his professional fees.
194J.
Correct, 194J. Professional fees, there are 5 things in 194J. So this is 194J. And professional fees we are paying, technical fees we are paying, non-competing fees we are paying, or we are paying royalty. Or the last one is director. If we are paying to the director fees. See, if the director is an employee, then section 192 will. Because for employee, we pay salary. Let's say if this director is a whole-time director, it's a executive director, then he's an employee, then 192. But if this director is not an employee, let's say he's an independent director, he comes sometimes just to attend the meeting and we give him fees. So that director fees is also 194J. So 5 things are there: professional fees, second is technical fees, royalty, non-competing fees, and the 5th is director fees. The rate of TDS is generally 10%. The rate of TDS is generally 10%, but for technical services, it is 2%. Right? So 194J says that whenever you will be paying professional fees, royalty, non-competing fees, or director fees, 10% would be TDS rate. But out of 5, 1 is technical services. For technical services, the rate is 2%. Okay. Also, in case of royalty, the rate is 10%. But if this royalty is in the case of cinematographic films, then the rate will become 2%. In case of royalty, again, the rate is 10%. But if this royalty is only for the purpose of cinematographic films, then it is 2%. The last thing is that if you are giving a professional fees to a call center, because you are a business, you have taken the services of a call center, and if you are paying to the call center, then also 2%. So I'm again repeating, making summarized. 194J says the rate of TDS is generally 10%, but in few cases it is 2% also. 2% in case of technical services. In case of royalty, which royalty? That royalty is only in the case of cinematographic films. And the third one is for the call center. So it is 2%. Otherwise, for everything, it is 10%. Second thing which you should know, that what is the threshold limit? If you are paying to someone 30,000 rupees, if you are paying to someone up till 30,000 rupees, no TDS. But if you are paying to someone more than 30,000 rupees, then there will be a TDS of 10% or 2% as the case may be. Now, the last thing is that if you have paid professional fees, if you have paid technical services, if you have paid royalty, if you have paid non-competing fees, this 30,000 limit is separately for all types of services. So let's say, for example, you are paying to a single person. Let's say, for example, I am paying this money to, let's say, Vignesh. I'm paying this money to Vignesh. I am paying 30,000 rupees to Vignesh as a professional fees, and I am paying 30,000 rupees to Vignesh for technical services also. So total, I am paying 60,000 to one person, Vignesh, 60,000. So the payer is also one person and the receiver is also one person, but it is for different services. For professional services, it is 30. For technical services, it is 30. So you have to apply this limit separately for each type of services. So professional fees 30, technical fees 30, although the receiver is one person, Vignesh, but I am paying for different services, so I will not deduct the TDS. Got it? So in this case, I will not deduct the TDS because this 30,000 limit is for each individual services separately. The last thing is that if you are paying to a director, guys, it is not subject to 30,000 rupees. There is no threshold limit. Even if you are paying 100 rupees to a director, you will not pay 100 rupees, but still, just for an extreme example, if you are paying 100 rupees to a director, then also TDS would be deducted at a rate of 10%. Are you okay with 194J? So in this case, 194J, XYZ Limited makes a payment of 28,000 to Ganesh towards professional services. There's no TDS. Why? Because for professional services, we are not making a payment more than 30. And another payment 25,000. See, if this another payment 25,000 is also for professional fees, then TDS will come, because professional fees earlier was 28, professional fees it is 25. then we'll club them together and we'll deduct the TDS on the entire amount, 53,000 something. Correct. When we'll be making this payment. But the second payment, which is going, it is for technical services. So this 28,000 is for professional. This 25,000 is for technical. So we'll keep it separate, and each separate payment is not going beyond 30. So there would be no TDS in this case also. I believe that you are okay with this question also. So I'm not making it right. I think that you will be able to write this. Guys, are you okay with 194J?
Yes, sir.
That's right.
So there is an important section, 194M. 194M here, it is applicable to individual or HUF. Mainly small individual or HUF, whose turnover of the last year is not more than 1 crore, or whose business turnover 1 crore, professional turnover 50 lakh rupees. If their turnover is not more than 1 crore or 50 lakh rupees, then they can come over here. Why? Because actually 194M is the combination of 3 sections. 194C, TDS on contract. 194H, brokerage or commission. 194J, professional services. So if this individual turnover is more than 1 crore, and he is giving a contract, a business contract, then 194C he will deduct. So let's say for example, Sugandha's turnover. Sugandha is an individual and her turnover is more than 1 crore. And she is making a contract for her business purpose. And her turnover of the business is also of the last year. You have to see in TDS, guys, always see the turnover, not of the current year, but of the last year. So Sugandha's turnover of the last year is more than 1 crore. And she is giving a business contract to someone. So she will deduct TDS under section 194C. Correct. 194C, it is only related to business. Second thing, if you are individual or HUF and your turnover is more than 1 crore, then only you are eligible over here. But let's say my turnover of the last year is not exceeding 1 crore. I am also carrying business and my turnover is not exceeding 1 crore. And I am paying a amount for, let's say for my business and even for my personal thing. I am making a payment to a contractor. So I can't deduct TDS in 194C. Why? Because 194C requires only big individual or HUF. But let's say my turnover of the last year is not more than 1 crore, of the business of profession 50 lakh rupees, as the case may be. So I am a small individual or HUF, but still I am making a payment to the contractor. Then I will come in 194M. Because 194M would like to track the high value transaction. So if still my turnover is not more, but still I'm doing a high value transaction, up to what amount? See, 194C is very small amount, 30,000 or 1 lakh in aggregate, that's it. But 194M says if you are making a payment of more than 50 lakh rupees to someone, more than 50 lakh rupees, half a crore, so it is, you are making a significant amount. So government would like to track this, that you should deduct the TDS also. So in this case, I will be covered under 194M. Let's say second example. Let's say for example, Aru, she is a salaried assessee. She is a salaried individual and still she is giving a contract to somebody. Why she is giving a contract? Might be her personal nature contract. She is getting a house constructed and she is giving a contract. So whether she can deduct TDS in 194C? Absolutely not. Why? Because she is not carrying any business or profession. Her turnover is not more than 1 crore or 50 lakh, as the case may be. Second thing, she is not making a contract for business purpose. It is a personal contract. So 194C will not come over here. But she is making a payment of more than 50 lakh rupees. So she will also be covered in 194M. So 194M, those individual HUF who are not covered over here, they can be covered over here. Similarly, 194H says that if you are actually an individual HUF whose turnover is more than 1 crore, then 194H. Similarly, 194J, if you are individual HUF whose turnover is more than 1 crore 50 lakh, as the case may be. And here it is all related to business. But if 194M is a sum total, it actually came to track the high value transaction more than 50 lakh rupees. The last thing is 194M is how much is the rate of TDS? The rate of TDS is originally it was 5%. 194M, the original rate was 5%, but again, most of the 5% have been changed to 2% now. So from 1st October 2024, if you are deducting the TDS on or after 1st October 2024, then the rate will become 2%. This is 194M. So with this revision, let us try this question. Illustration number 9. It says, examine whether TDS provisions would be attracted in the following cases. If so, under which section? Also specify the rate of TDS applicable in each of the case. Assume that all payments are made to residents. We are making the payment to residents. Particulars of the payer, who is actually, payer means the person who is making the payment. The person who is supposed to be a TDS deductor. Nature of payment, what type of payment you are making, and aggregate of payment made in the financial year, how much payment you have made. So particulars of payer is Ganesh, an individual carrying or on a retail business with turnover of 2.5 crore in the previous year 23-24. Previous year 23-24, last year. His turnover is 2.5 crore. Please tell me, is he a small individual or a big individual? Big individual. So if he is a big individual, so and if he is making related to his business, so he can come either in these sections. He will not come in 194M because he's a big individual. Agree? Now, what amount he has made? Contract payment for repair of residential house. So he has made a payment for residential house. First is contract payment for repair of residential house. Guys, he is carrying a business and he is actually a big individual. But he is making a payment. He has given a contract for repairs of residential house. Please tell me whether he can be covered in 194C or we should apply 194M over here. What do you think?
194C.
194C, specifically
Yes.
it is written 194C, H and J. It is specifically written that it should be related to your business. It should be your business contract, right? See, why we are now, don't mug it up. Understand the logic. See, at one point, on one hand, we are actually seeing his turnover. Why we are seeing his turnover? Why we are seeing his business turnover? Because if he's actually spending his business expenses, because of that, we are seeing his business turnover, right? If he is actually spending for personal things, so how the personal things you can relate with the turnover? Got it? So understand the logic. So understand the logic behind it. So whenever we say that your last year turnover is more than 1 crore 50 lakh of business or profession, so we see because you are making a payment related to your business or profession. That is the reason your business expenses can be linked with your turnover. Are you all getting it what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So if you are making a personal expense, so how can a personal expense can be related to your turnover? Got it? So 194C says that if your last year turnover is more than 1 crore 50 lakh of business, so it is actually concerned with your business expenses. 194H last year turnover, 194J last year turnover. So whenever we say your last year turnover, so these sections are applicable to your business expenses, not your personal expenses. And even 194C, if you will say 194C, specifically it is written there that these expenses should be related to your business, then only we will apply 194C. Correct? So in this case, although his turnover is more, he is a big individual. He is big for his business, not for his personal thing, right? So contract payment for repair of house. So 194C would not be applicable over here. 194M could be applicable. Why? Because he is not covered in 194C. Why he is not covered? Because personal expenses are not covered in 194C. So therefore he is covered in 194M. Now, when he will be covered in 194M, then we will see whether you are making a payment of more than 50, half a crore, 50 lakh rupees or not. So the answer is no. So 5 lakh he is making a payment. So he is not covered in 194C. Why? You will write the reason. that it is not a business expense. And 194M, he can't deduct because this threshold limit is not getting exceeded. Am I clear, guys? Have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Good. Second payment of commission to Wellish for business purpose. So now we are making a payment of commission. Now this guy is again the same guy whose turnover of the last year is more than 1 crore, 2.5 crore. And he's making a payment of commission expenses for his business. Please tell me now, can we apply 194H or not?
Yes, sir.
Now we can apply 194H, right? 194H is for brokerage and commission for business. Yes, it is for business. And so you are a big individual, you are making a business expense, then it can be applied. And 194H, again, the threshold limit is 15,000. So if you remember, mostly the commissions limit is 15,000 rupees in a year. So if it is more than 15,000 and the rate of TDS in 194H, earlier it was 5%. Again, you understand that most of the 5% have changed to 2%. Now, if you are making, deducting the TDS of on or after 1st October 24, 1st October 24 is mid of the year, just mid of the year, right? Up till 30th September, 5%. After 30th September, on or after 1st October, 2%. So here we are making a payment 80,000 in November 24. Specifically, they have given November 24. November 24,
2%.
5 or 2, 2. And since it is exceeding 15,000, so it would be 80,000 into 2%. How much? 1,600, right? So this is the amount of TDS we will be deducting over here. So in the first expense, we will not be deducting the TDS. Why? Because it is not a business expense. 190, if it is not a business, it can be covered in 194M, but the 194M threshold limit is not getting exceeded. Here, 194H would be applicable. Are you all okay with this? Now, Rajesh is a wholesale trader whose turnover of the previous year was 95 lakh rupees. So what he is into is into professional business. For business, we see 100 lakh, but his turnover is not exceeding 100 lakh. So he's a small individual. So if he's a small individual, 194C, 194H, 194J cannot be applicable on him, right? So if he's not applicable on him, so 194M can come into play over here. He's making a contract payment for reconstruction of residential house. So he's making a payment for his personal purpose. No doubt, no problem. 194M covers all types of payment, be it your personal, be it your business, doesn't matter. Made during the period January to March 2025. So January to March 2025, he has made a contract payment. How much? 20 lakh in January, 15 lakh in February, and 20th lakh in March. So 20 plus 15 plus 20 is how much payment he has made. 20 plus 15 plus 20. 55. Now, which section you will apply? For contract, will you apply 194C or will you apply 194M?
194M.
Correct, 194M. 194C we can't apply. Two reasons.
Wow.
Because his turnover is not more. Second reason, it's a personal expense.
Oh.
Correct. So here 194M will apply, and 194M says, boss, if you are making a significant payment is more than 50 lakh rupees, then we will deduct the TDS. And from 1st October, it is 2%. Okay. Guys, first you have made the payment in January 25 for 20 lakh rupees. So at this time, will you deduct any TDS or you will not deduct?
Not deducted, yes, sir.
Because we don't know that what amount we'll be paying in the remaining years. We don't know. As of now, this is the first payment. So let's say today it is January 25. So you don't know what will happen tomorrow. So tomorrow, how much payment you will make, you don't know. So today, you only know that I'm making a payment of 20 lakh rupees. Still, it is not exceeding 50 lakh. So here you will not deduct any TDS. Okay. When you will be making the payment of 15 lakh in February, so you know about the past, but you don't know about the future. So about the past, you know that 15 lakh I'm making today, 20 lakh I have made in January in past. So 35 lakh I have made making the payment. So still you will not deduct. And in the month of March, you are making a payment of 20 lakh. Now you know that now I am making a payment of 20 lakh. And in the last months, in February and in January, I have already made a payment of 35 lakh. So 35 lakh earlier, 20 lakh now. So total cumulatively, it has become 55 lakh now. Now it is exceeding. Now it is exceeding 50 lakh. So you will deduct the TDS at a rate of on total entire 55 lakh on entire. These students make a mistake in excess of 50 lakh. No, on entire 55 lakh, you will be deducting the TDS. 5 or 2? Tell me 5 or 2?
2%.
2%. Why? Because you are deducting the TDS in the month of March 25 here. So 2% would be 55 lakh into 2%. This would be the TDS. Got it? Please tell me, let's say after this, let's say he has made this payment on 10th of March. 10th of March, he has made this payment of 20 lakh rupees. So you will deduct the TDS. Let's say to the same contractor, again, you are making a payment on 25th of March. You are again making a payment of 2 lakh rupees. Guys, will you deduct the TDS or not?
Yes, sir.
Why? Because already 50 lakh has already crossed and you have started deducting the TDS. Please tell me how much would be the TDS amount on 2 lakh rupees. Will you accumulate 25? Will you club 55 plus 2 together or only on 2 lakh?
1 and 2 lakh.
Obviously,
4,000.
correct. Obviously, only on 2 lakh because on 55 lakh you have already deducted. So only on 2 lakh you will deduct 2%. Got it? I believe that you understood this. Read this and tell me. Third one. Tell me if yes, tell me the amount of TDS.
Sir, 194M, 2%.
194 M 2%. Okay. See, Satish is a salaried individual and he's making a payment for a brokerage. See, if you are making a payment for brokerage, so there is a specific section 194H for commission or brokerage. But 194H says that if you are such an individual whose turnover is more than 1 crore 50 lakh and you are making your business expense. But here you are actually, first of all, your turnover is not more than 1 crore or 50 lakh because this assessee is a salaried assessee. 194H will not come. Second thing, he is making a payment for brokerage and that too for personal purpose. So even for personal or for business doesn't matter over here, then 194M can apply. So 194M says that if you are making a payment of more than 50 lakh rupees, so yes, we are making a payment of 51 lakh. So it would be 51 lakh into 2%, right? 194M. Correct. Can you tell me about fourth? Try. Tell me what we will do. What he is making a payment? Contract payment. Contract payment he is made. Okay.
Sir, no section will applicable.
194C can't be applied because 194C says that you are an individual HUF whose turnover of the last year of the business. He is not having any business. He's a pensioner, right? He was a salaried assessee. He's a salaried assessee. Pension is taxable under salary. So he's a salaried assessee. 194C can't come. Second thing is that 194C can only come if the payment is made related to your business or profession. So it is your personal payment. Second point is 194C, it will not come again. So 194M can be applied. In case can be applied, but 194M threshold limit is 50. Here you are making a payment of 48 lakh. So 194M is also not applicable. So neither 194C is applicable, neither 194M is applicable. No TDS. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Good. Mhm. Okay. Okay. Good question. Now we have illustration number 10. It says, examine the applicability of the provision of TDS at source under section 194DA in the following cases. 194DA. What was 194DA actually? See, there is section 194D that is related to insurance commission. But right now we are talking about 194DA, little important from examination point of view. Generally, questions comes on this 194DA also. So see, 194DA. Anybody remember what was 194DA? Any idea? Try. It is related to whenever we receive the amount of our LIC policy, life insurance policy. So life insurance policy, if we are receiving the amount on maturity or on surrender. So if we are receiving the amount on maturity or on surrender, then 194DA is applicable. Then the insurance company, when they are making a payment to us, when they are making the payment to us of the life insurance policy, either at the time of maturity, let's say I have taken a policy of 20 years and now it is 20 years are over. Now I'm getting the money from the policy. So at that time, 194DA could be applicable. Or let's say, for example, this policy was of 20 years, but after 12, 13, 14, 15 years, I'm surrendering it policy. So whatever is the surrender value, I'm getting that amount. So whenever I get the amount from the insurance company of the life insurance, I'm not talking about any other insurance. I'm talking about the life insurance. So whenever you get the amount from the life insurance, first of all, we have to see whether it is taxable or it is exempt. So this point we discuss at 3 places. We have discussed this in the chapter of deductions. We have discussed this in the chapter of IFOS. And we discussed this in the chapter of TDS also. Similar points are there. What it is, actually, this life insurance policy maturity amount, whenever we receive on maturity or on surrender, guys, it is generally exempt amount. It is generally, I'm saying that generally it is exempt. Under section 10, specifically, no need to remember, section 10 is more than enough, but specifically if you ask me, under section 10D, under section 10D. So whenever the amount which we receive from the life insurance policy, let's say we have actually taken a life insurance policy, we are paying the premium that after 20 to 25 years, whatever it is getting matured. So whatever the amount we receive on maturity, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, 20 lakh, 30 lakh, whatever it is generally exempt under section 1010D. And if the amount is not exempt, means it is an exempt income. We don't have to tax this income. It is exempt under section 10. And you all know what is section 10 means. Section 10 is exempt income. So if this amount is exempt, so how can someone deduct TDS? So this section will also not come into picture. So if this amount is exempt, then 100% there would be no TDS. Because what is TDS? It is your tax deducted at source. Why we are deducting the TDS? Because it is your income. That is the reason we should deduct TDS. But if it is not your income, I mean, if it is your exempt income, then why someone should deduct the TDS? Guys, still here, are you clear on this point? Are you able to recall this provision? Am I clear on this point?
Yes, sir.
No. Okay. Now, when this amount would be exempt, now we have to identify that whether these policies are exempt or not. So if you remember, I have told you that if it is a high premium policy, don't use the word high premium. You have to use the word 10%, 20%, etc. But just to make you understand, if it is a high premium policy, then it is a taxable policy. But if it is a low premium policy, then it is an exempt policy. Got it? So it depends upon what type of policy it is. Generally, most of the policies are low premium policies only. So if it's a low premium policy, practically I'm telling you, generally most of the policies are low premium policies. So if it is a low premium policy, this amount, this policy is an exempt. And if this amount, this we are receiving maturity of a low premium policy or surrender value of the low premium policy, that amount is exempt. And if it is exempt, there would be 194 DA will not be applicable. But if this policy, the maturity amount which I am getting, it is a high premium policy. If it's a high premium policy, then TDS would be applicable. Then TDS would be applicable. Why? Because it is a taxable policy and TDS would be applicable. So let us first decide that whether it is a low premium policy or a high premium policy. So if you remember, I always tell you in the exam, in the classes, I have told you that please remember this date, 1st April 2012. Only one date you have to remember. Just remember this date, 1st April 2012. If the policy is before this date, if you have taken the policy before this date, if the assessee has taken the policy before this, before April 2012, then what is the premium? Is the premium is up till 20% of the sum assured? If the premium is up till 20% of the sum assured, then it is a low premium policy. But if the premium is more than 20%, then it's a high premium policy. So if this policy is taken before this date, then we take 20%. Then I have told you that just take next 1 year. So from this date, actually they have changed to 10%. So they have changed to 10% of sum assured, but after 1 year, they realized a mistake. So for next 1 year, if the policy is taken from 1st April 2012, guys, we have discussed this 3 times. In 3 chapters, we have discussed this in deductions, in IFOS, and in TDS. So on 1st April 2012 till 31st March 2013, for 1 year, they have taken 10% for all the policy. But after 1 year, they have realized the mistake. So after 1 year, what would be the date? 1st April 2013. See, 1 year is this, and from next date would be April 2013. They said that we will take 10% of the sum assured. Any policy which has a premium of up till 10%, that is a low premium policy. If the premium is more than 10% of the sum assured, then it is a high premium policy. And for physically handicapped, deaf, blind, or dumb, they have made it 15% of sum assured. So actually, they have forgotten, they have made a mistake regarding the policies which are related to physically handicapped people. So for physically handicapped person, they have changed it to 15%. So now, please remember this date, 1st April 2012. So if the policy amount is up till 20%, not more than 20%, it means that it is an exempt policy. And if it is an exempt policy, no income means no TDS. So this section will not come. So this section will not come for low premium policy. But please don't use the word low premium or high premium in examination. Use the word these. 20% of sum assured, 10%, 10%, 15%. Generally, I'm telling you, see, this is 2012. Right now, what it is? 2025. So 2012 is little old date now. It has been a long time now. So generally, you will get 10% only. So even if you, in your examination, you don't remember this, at least remember 10%. 10% is the general assumption, right? But if the premium is more than this amount, it's a high premium policy. It's a high premium policy. And whenever you receive the amount, it becomes your IFOS income. It becomes your IFOS income. And since it becomes your IFOS income, that is the reason we have done this in IFOS, that it will become your IFOS income. And on this income, we will deduct the TDS also. So how much is the IFOS income? Now understand that how much is the IFOS income? The IFOS income would be the maturity amount which you have received. The maturity amount you have received minus the premium you have paid. Correct now? Minus the premium you have paid. So this is your IFOS because you have paid the premium also. And now you are receiving maturity amount. Let's say you have received the maturity amount 10 lakh rupees. But you have paid a premium during the tenure of the policy, let's say 7 lakh rupees. So it would be 3 lakh rupees would be your IFOS income. Correct? And on this income TDS will, because this is your taxable income, then 194 DA will come into picture. So 194 DA will come into picture on this. 194 DA says if this maturity amount, the threshold limit is not on income, guys. The threshold limit is not on income. The threshold limit is on the maturity amount. If you are receiving this amount, which is more than 1 lakh rupees, the threshold limit is 1 lakh. If you are receiving the amount which is more than 1 lakh and it is a taxable policy, then 194 DA will apply. So 194 DA will apply not on low premium policy, guys, not on these policies, because these policies are anyways exempt. But if these policies are taxable, then we'll make it taxable. And also 194 DA will come into picture if the maturity amount which you are receiving, just the maturity amount, not the income. If the maturity amount is more than 1 lakh rupees, then 194 DA will come into picture. And they will say that now we will deduct the TDS. But TDS will be deducted not on the maturity amount. The TDS will be deducted on the income portion. On the income portion. Guys, I'm telling you two things and I'm making you revise. We have done it in detail. TDS, the maturity amount will be taken as a threshold limit, just for the threshold limit, whether 194 DA will come or not come. So whatever the maturity amount you are receiving, let's say for example, you are receiving 10 lakh and the premium you have paid is 8 lakh. Okay. Let's say you have received the maturity amount 10 lakh and the premium you have paid is 9.4 lakh. 60,000 is the income. First of all, tell me if it is a high premium policy. First of all, tell me whether 194 DA will come into picture or not. What do you think? The income is 60,000 rupees. Why? Because you have received 10 lakh rupees from the insurance policy and 9.4 lakh is the premium which you have paid during the tenure. And 60,000 is your income. Threshold limit is 1 lakh. Guys, whether 194 DA will come or it will not come.
Will come.
It will come. Why? Because we will see maturity amount. We will see 10 lakh rupees. Threshold limit we will see apply on the maturity amount. So what are you receiving right now? What are you receiving? Are you receiving more than 1 lakh? The answer is yes. As of now, I'm receiving more than 1 lakh. Yes, 10 lakh. So it will come. Now it will come, but TDS rate will be applied. The TDS rate is 5% and it has again changed from 1st October to 2%. So TDS will come on 60,000 rupees. So you will apply 5% or 60,000 as the case, 5% or 2% as the case, maybe on 60,000, right? So TDS will be applicable on the income portion and threshold limit we will see on the maturity amount. So this is 194 DA in total. So with this, let us read this question as well. Examine the applicability of 194 DA. Mr. X, a resident, is due to receive 4.5 lakh on 30th June 2024. Guys, 30th June 2024. Okay. Towards maturity proceeds of LIC policy taken on 1/7/2021. So on 1/7/2021, on July 21, he has taken a policy. The sum assured is 4 lakh and the annual premium is 125. Guys, the sum assured is 4 lakh and the annual premium is 125. Please tell me 10%, 15% or 20%. This policy is falling under which percentage?
10%.
10%. You understand, before 2012 it was 20. After 2012 it is 10% only. Just for physically handicapped it is 15%. So generally you will be applied 10%. So 15% and 20% will not be here, 10%. Please tell me, it is a low premium policy or it's a high premium policy?
High premium policy.
Because correct, for sum assured is 4 lakh and 10% of 4 lakh should be 40,000 should be the premium. But how much premium you are paying? 125.
125.
So it's a high premium policy. So how you should write? Should you write it's a high premium policy? No, don't use this word. You should write the premium is more than 10% of the sum assured. The premium is more than 10% of the sum assured. Therefore, it is a taxable policy. Therefore, it is a taxable policy. Now, if it is a taxable policy, 194 DA will also come into picture. TDS will also be deducted. Now, 194 DA says that what is the threshold limit? 1 lakh. And now what is the amount you are receiving? Please tell me how much the amount you are receiving from the policy. 4 lakh you are receiving or 4.5 lakh you are receiving?
4.5 lakh.
4.5 lakh. So you will apply the threshold limit 1 lakh, the threshold limit on 4.5 lakh. Yes, it is more than 1 lakh. So 194 DA will say it is a taxable policy. First of all, I will come. Second thing, the amount which you are receiving on maturity, it is more than 1 lakh. So therefore, 194 DA would be applicable. Now, guys, 194 DA rate is 5% and from 1st October it has changed to 2%. Please tell me, here you will apply
5%.
5 or 2?
5%.
5%. Why? Because you are getting this on 30th June 24 before 1st of October. Okay, 5%. 5% of what? 5% of 4.5 lakh or 5% of the income portion? 5% of the income portion. So what is income? The amount you are receiving, the amount you have paid. Amount you are receiving minus the amount you have paid. Please tell me this policy, every year you are paying 125 premium. And this policy is started from July 21. So when you have started this policy in July 21, when you have started this policy, here you have paid 125 annual premium. Annual premium means every year you are paying. July 22 you have paid. July 23 you have paid. Whether you have paid in July 24, no, because this is matured on June 24. So you have not paid in July 24. So you have paid this premium 3 times. So it was 3 times you have paid this premium starting from July 21. So whenever you will start it, you will pay the premium and then the policy would be started. So you have paid the premium 1,25,000 into 3 times. How much? 3,75,000 is the premium you have paid. How much you are receiving? 4.5 lakh. So 4.5 lakh you are receiving. How much you have paid? 3.75 lakh. So how much is your income? 75,000. On 75,000, the rate is 5%. This is your TDS. Have you understood this? So I'm not writing it. You can see in the solution itself that this is the amount of TDS. 75,000 you will deduct at a rate of 5%. Second point, why is a resident due to receive 3.95 lakh on 31st December 24? See, he is receiving 3.95 lakh. More than 1 lakh he is receiving. He is receiving in December 24. 5 or 2? 2%. On LIC taken on 31st 12/2021, for which the sum assured is 3.5 lakh and the annual premium is 26,100. Please tell me, first of all, identify whether it is a taxable policy or an exempt policy. Please tell
Exempt
me.
policy.
When we have taken this policy? In 2011 we have taken this policy. Guys, please tell me
20% of sum
which
assured.
rate? 10, 15 or 20? 20.
20%.
So 3.5 lakh into 20%. How much it is?
7 lakh,
70,000 rupees
70,000.
is the premium.
70,000.
You can pay up till 70,000 premium. Up till 75, up till 70,000 it's a low premium. And how much premium you are paying? 26,100. Guys, it is not a taxable policy. If it is not a taxable policy, there would be no TDS. So how you will write this? You will write this that since the annual premium is not more than 20% of the sum assured, here you will not apply 10, here you will apply 20. Just remember one date, 1st April 2012, and make the entire story with the help of 1st April 2012. So this, since this policy is, the date was before 1st April 2012 and the sum assured, the premium paid is less than 20% of the sum assured. Therefore, this is an exempt policy under section 10. If you even don't want to write section 10, 10D, at least section 10 you will be able to remember. I am sure that you will be able to remember section 10. So just write that this is an exempt policy under section 10. Therefore, TDS, no TDS implications on this policy. Mr. Z, a resident is due to receive 95,000. Guys, he is receiving 95,000 on this date. Please tell me whether TDS will come or not. No. Why? because what are we receiving is less than 1 lakh rupees. Whether this is a high premium policy, low premium policy, doesn't matter. Even here, TDS will not come. Why? Because 194 DA says that the minimum threshold limit, the amount which you are receiving should be more than 1 lakh rupees. So the amount we are receiving is 95,000 only. So there would be no TDS itself. Although let me read it full. Towards maturity proceeds of LIC policy taken on 1st 1/8/2017, 10%. Sum assured is 90,000, annual premium is 10,000. Okay. First of all, please tell me whether it is an exempt policy or it's a taxable policy. We have taken the policy in 2017. 10, 15 or 20? 10, 15 or
10,
20?
sir.
10%. Correct. 10% after April 2012. 10%. Sum assured is 90,000. 10% of 90,000 is 9,000. Is your premium is less than 9,000? No, it is more than this. So it is a high premium policy. It is a taxable policy. It's a taxable policy. We will make it your income, but we will not deduct TDS. Why not TDS? Because the amount you are receiving is less than the threshold limit. It is not 1 lakh rupees. So although I understand it's a taxable policy, but since the threshold limit is not getting exceeded, so 194 DA will not come here as well. Understood or not? So let us keep
Yes,
this.
sir.
Let us keep it till here. So we'll continue this TDS. Few more sections are left to discuss. So we'll continue tomorrow. Guys, see you tomorrow. Bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye. Take
Thank
care.
you,
you,
sir.
sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye.